Hey you guys, welcome back. Today I'm so excited because I just got in an order from Baker Creek with a lot of my seeds, and I believe one is supposed to be coming either today or tomorrow from Johnny's Seeds as well. And so that means I finally get to do some of my spring seed starting. So I went through just recently and got all my cups out and got all of my trays out. I haven't really changed my method of seed starting for a long time, so I'll link a video that I've already done below explaining exactly how I do seed starting. The only difference that I do now is I've decided to use cups instead of the little biodegradable grow bags, so that's probably the only thing that I have changed. So while I did place a massive seed order that also included the seeds that I would be growing in the fall, some of this stuff I won't be growing this spring. So I did get like a purple of Sicily cauliflower, I got a free mustard, some different kohlrabi, different types of cauliflower, romanesco, a green macerata cauliflower, which is a green cauliflower. I'm kind of tempted to do the purple and the green cauliflowers just because, but typically I don't really focus that much on brassicas in the spring because that's something I do kind of in the fall and winter here. So I typically don't do that because they're still growing in my garden currently. So I don't usually make space for that. I focus on other things during the spring. So, but I did order those too. So I just want to go through and show you some of the new seeds that I got. And this will primarily be a lot of the stuff that I will be growing this year, but not all. Like you'll notice I didn't order any sort of tomatoes because I already had so many tomato seeds. So as far as peas go, I got a Lincoln garden pea and a King Tut garden pea, which is a purple pea. I got some new melons. I got, oh, I have no idea how to pronounce that, Maju Ross melon and a lemon drop melon. It's like a little small, I love growing any sort of lemon anything, and they had a nice little new write-up about this in Baker Creek, like it was a new melon variety, so I was really excited to try that. I have some other melons that I'm going to be growing as well, not just these. I got a rutabaga pack, but I'm probably not going to be growing that because I already have some growing. I got some new carrot varieties. I got Coral, Amarillo, new Carota, and Cosmic Purple. So I do have some carrots growing right now. I may start a few more because I'm so excited to try these, so I may do a little bit more carrots. I kind of restashed my Dragon Tongues bush bean, Blue Lake bush bean, and purple TP bush beans, so I will be growing those. I got a yellow scalloped squash, but I already have a lot of other squash seeds that I'm going to be growing as well. Let's see, what else do I have? Green machine. I'm going to be doing some butternut squash, some cha-cha kaboka squash, some black beauty, and some just yellow, yellow straight neck squash. So definitely a lot of squashes. That's something I'm going to be focusing on a lot this year, trying to get. I got a new set of ground cherry seeds, and then of course I always grow a lot of flowers, so I got some blue butterfly pea, a lot of different varieties of sunflowers. I got lemon queen, autumn beauty, let's see, some teddy bear. Aren't those pretty? I'm so excited for that. And then I got some black-eyed Susan vine. I mentioned this in my garden planning video, which is the last one I did, but this is what it will look like. So I think that'll be so pretty on one of my trellises. So I'm super excited about that. I got some pink dandelion seeds. I always grow a bunch of herbs. I have a lot of herbs that are perennials and are already coming back, so I don't have that much herb space, but toothache plant bullseye, some calendula, I got flashback mix and strawberry blonde, and I already have Pacific Beauty mix, which are like orange and yellow. So I'll always grow a lot of calendula. I got these big, beautiful Hawaiian marigolds. It says Orange Hawaii. And I'm really excited about those because they're supposed to be like 4 inches across. So really big marigolds. So I'm very excited about that. Of course, I'll be growing all the standard herbs like basil and all of that. So a lot of different basil varieties I always make sure to grow. Let's see what else, if there's anything. So I also, from Johnny Seeds, I ordered a lot of different lettuce seeds. So most of my lettuces will be coming from that. So right now I'm gonna go through and put up any of the seeds that I'm not gonna be using today and pulling out the seeds that I am gonna be using and starting seeds for. So give me a moment and I'll be right back. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been going through all my stuff, counting the time, and I am very tempted to start all of my seeds today. So the main thing that you want to keep in mind when you're starting your seeds is your last estimated frost date, which where I'm at in North Florida is March 29th. However, last year I remember starting all of my seeds on January 11th here in Florida, North Florida where I'm at, and I did have to put some frost blankets on over the tomatoes. I do remember getting maybe 1 or 2 nights where it did frost after I had planted them out. However, they lived through that and it was fine. It was just like a very light frost. It wasn't like a hard freeze or a hard anything. So I'm kind of tempted, but I think I'm gonna wait a couple more weeks before I start my tomatoes and be good so that I don't have to deal with that again this time. Now, if you're in Central Florida or South Florida, it's a little bit different. Just make sure you check your last frost date and then estimate your 6 weeks back from that. So stuff like banana hot peppers and peppers in general take so much longer to like really get going. And then I like to top them to make them a bushier plant. So then that kind of, you know, creates a little bit more time. So I feel confident go ahead and getting these started, but everything else is gonna wait. So I'm basically getting my peppers and eggplant and a bunch of different flowers and herbs started today. And then any sort of squash, tomato is waiting. Cucumbers, melons are waiting. Carrots, radishes, any sort of my things that I would direct sow, like beans, peas, bush beans, all of those things are waiting. So I'm gonna start my lettuces as soon as I get those. If I had any sort of room for more brassicas, cauliflower, broccoli, kales, all of that, I would start those today too, but I already have kale growing in my garden. I have cabbages still going and some rutabaga and things, carrots are still going in my garden. So I really have a lot that's still out there right now and taking up space. I only am really focusing on more summer, spring stuff. I mean, those things are spring, but like more summer variety stuff because I already have those things in my garden. So I hope that makes sense and gives you a little bit better idea. So now that I've got my seeds ready and I know which seeds I'm gonna be planting today, I'm gonna put some soil in here and kind of moisten it up before I put it in the cup so that the soil is already moist. And I'm gonna go ahead and get all these filled and ready to go. Good morning, you guys. I just wanted to hop on and give you a little update because I ended up working well into the evening yesterday and getting a lot of these started. I think I got a little overzealous and planted way too many flowers, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to rotate. Hopefully, since I'm gonna be starting a second round later with all the tomatoes and stuff, that I'll be able to rotate these out. But I'm running out of room already. So in this top tray, I have basically all zinnias and flowers. Up here I have some more flowers, and I had a few empty cells over here. And then down here is an entirely pepper tray. And then I also have kind of like an herbal tray. So that's already 2 shelves taken up, and I only have 1 more shelf left, and I kind of have this ready to go, and I just need to fill them with soil. But I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to figure out how to rotate these out. I'm getting more and more plants every year. So now that I have the kind of pollinator section around my house, I have a ton of room for flowers. Even though a lot of that's perennial, I like to tuck in zinnias and flowers in there still. And that's what I had kind of planned and envisioned. So planting a lot of flowers for that area. So, and then I also have a little landscape section right out the side of my house as well that I also want to have a lot of flowers for. So basically planting a lot of flowers, which is taking up a lot of space. So one important thing to note when starting seeds is until they sprout, they really don't need the light on. So that's why you see that I don't have the light on yet. I also don't really feel like for me it's necessary to have a covering or a tray, but I do pretty good since they're inside. I can keep a good eye on them and keep the top moist either with a spray bottle or with a sprayer in my sink. So I don't actually have any sort of top, but if that is something that you would struggle with, you could get a top for your seeds so that you could keep the top layer of the soil moist. But I don't have that. I haven't ever felt that necessary for me, and I'm waiting to turn this light on until I see some of the first sprouts start, and I will lower it down low above the seeds so that they get adequate light. So another important thing to know when your seed's starting is that once these seeds sprout, I'm probably not going to be spraying them from the top as much, and I will start bottom watering, which is putting the water here in the tray and letting them soak it up through the root. In the beginning, I water from the top to keep it kind of moist because I don't use a covering, and then once they sprout, I will start bottom watering. As always, I'll link any previous videos I've done on seed starting below so that you can have all the information on that you need. So that's gonna be all from me today. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the spring seed starting and getting to go through the seeds and what I've ordered. I'm still waiting on my lettuces. They didn't actually end up coming in yesterday, so I still have to get the lettuces started, and then that'll be it for part 1 of the seed starting until I start my squashes and tomatoes. So I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I get so excited to spring seeds start, especially when it's so cold outside and it's like nothing's really doing that well and it doesn't feel like spring yet, but getting to have these little plant starts inside is just so much fun and brings so much life. I always look forward to this time of year, and because it feels like there's hope. I know spring's on the way. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next week. Bye guys.